Philadelphia Eagles fans, today is one of those days where you stop everything you're doing, take a deep breath, and really understand what is unfolding inside this franchise. Because what just happened, and what is still developing as we speak, is bigger than a simple signing, bigger than a roster move, bigger than a headline. This is a shift, a turning point, a moment that we might look back on weeks from now and say, that's when the season changed. All across the league right now, insiders are scrambling. Analysts are rewriting their predictions. Rival fans are panicking. And inside Philadelphia, something is happening that feels electric, intense, and honestly inevitable. Because once again, Howie Roseman has done something that only he seems capable of. Something that feels impossible. Something that instantly puts the Eagles in a completely different category heading into the remainder of the season. But to really understand the weight of this moment, we need to rewind just a little. Because over the last weeks, Eagles fans have been frustrated. They've been loud. They've been demanding answers. And rightfully so. Things weren't clicking. Mistakes were piling up. The energy just fell off. You could feel it in the fan base. You could feel it in the press conferences. And honestly, you could feel it on the field. Something needed to change. Something needed to spark this team again. And then, boom, everything flipped overnight. Reports started leaking quietly. Hints began showing up on social media. Journalists close to the team noticed unusual meetings happening behind the scenes. Conversations that weren't supposed to be happening yet. Phone calls at odd hours. Coaches staying late. Players staying after practice. Almost as if they already knew something big was coming. The truth is, this move has been building for days. And the craziest part is that almost nobody caught it. While other teams were sleeping, while rivals were hesitating, while everybody else was calculating cap numbers and thinking long-term, Howie Roseman saw an opportunity that nobody else saw. And he attacked. This wasn't luck. This wasn't chance. This wasn't the result of a random opportunity falling from the sky. This was strategic. This was intentional. And this was the mindset of a general manager who refuses to let this season slip away. Because when the Eagles needed something, needed leadership, needed production, needed momentum, Howie delivered the one thing everyone said was impossible at this point in the season. He brought in a legitimate star. Not a depth piece. Not a rotational guy. A star. A player with weight, with presence, with experience, with hunger. And trust me, the reaction inside the building says everything you need to know. Players were excited. Coaches were energized. Even veterans, who usually keep their emotions neutral, were visibly hyped. Reporters, who were inside the practice facility, said you could feel the shift the moment players stepped back onto the field. Communication was sharper. Intensity was higher. The energy felt different, like the team suddenly remembered who they are. And let me talk to you for a second. Yes, the fan watching this right now. If you are a real Eagles fan, I want you to listen closely. This is not the moment to be on the sidelines. This is not the moment to be passive. This is the moment you lean all the way in. Because what is coming in the next few weeks? It's going to be chaos. It's going to be drama. It's going to be football at its highest level. And if you want to stay ahead of every insider leak, every rumor, every roster move, every injury update, and every headline that breaks at 2 a.m., make sure you subscribe right now. This is the moment. Join the channel. Be part of the community. Because we're going to ride this wave together, all the way to wherever this season takes us. Now let's get even deeper into how this move actually happened. Because the details are insane. Multiple teams were reportedly in the mix. Teams with better records. Teams with more cap space. Teams that were supposedly more desperate. But all of them hesitated. Some wanted to negotiate slowly. Some wanted to revisit numbers after upcoming games. Some wanted to wait until the next bye week. And that hesitation, that tiny window, was all Howie needed. He didn't hesitate. He didn't stall. He didn't drag the process. He walked straight into the negotiation, dropped a move that insiders are calling classic Roseman, and sealed the deal before anyone else even knew the door was open. And what makes this even more powerful is the type of player that's arriving. Someone with fire. Someone with production. Someone with leadership. someone who has played in high-pressure games, someone who understands the weight of a season like this, someone who thrives under the lights. This isn't a player who's coming to experiment or adjust or slowly blend in. No, this is someone who will make an impact day one, someone who has something to prove, and Philadelphia is the perfect place to prove it. You know what else is interesting? Former Eagles players, legends of this franchise, have already spoken up about this move. Some are saying this is exactly the type of aggressive decision that defines Philadelphia football. Others have said that this player's mentality is a perfect match for the city. And at least one former veteran said, quote, "This is how you win the NFC." Think about that. This one decision changes everything. And here's the part that will shock a lot of people. This might not even be the final move. Several insiders with strong track records have already hinted that more negotiations are happening behind the scenes. More players are being evaluated. More calls are being made. And if another big name drops, it will be because Howie understood what this moment required. Let's dive even deeper into the locker room reaction, because that is where the long-term impact begins. Players have been talking privately about accountability, about frustration, about the need to regroup and respond as a team. And this new arrival? It sends a message louder than any speech, any meeting, any film session. The front office believes in this team. They aren't giving up. They aren't thinking about next year. They are all in on this season. And when players feel that, when they know the organization has their back, they respond. They fight harder. They communicate better. They trust the process more. That's how championship seasons are born. I want you to imagine something for a moment. Imagine this new player stepping into the Eagles locker room for the first time. Imagine the reaction. Imagine the players who look up, the ones who tap him on the shoulder, the ones who instantly know their role just shifted. Imagine the coaches who already have specific packages drawn up with his name highlighted in bold. Imagine the excitement of the practice squad players who now get to compete against an elite-level talent every day. This is culture shifting. This is identity shifting. This is season defining. And as this story continues to break, as more insiders confirm details, as more reports come out about Howie's strategy, fans across the NFL are already starting to feel something dangerous. The Philadelphia Eagles aren't done. This team isn't backing away. They're loading up. They're refocusing. They're reinforcing every weak spot. They're preparing for the long run, the physically brutal, mentally exhausting second half of the season. And that's why I need you to comment right now. Drop your prediction. Drop your opinion. Drop your excitement. Who do you think a player is? Who do you think the team should target next? How big do you think this move can become? Your comments help drive this community, and I read every single one of them. So don't just watch, participate. This is your moment too. Now let me take a moment to talk to the heart of every Eagles fan watching. You know this team. You know this city. You know what football means here. You know the passion, the loyalty, the intensity, the expectations. You know how it feels when the city is buzzing, when the team is rising, when momentum starts building. And I'm telling you right now, we are entering one of those moments. This isn't just another news story. This isn't just another signing. This is the type of move that shifts the entire narrative of a season. The type of move that makes rivals uncomfortable. The type of move that brings confidence back to the fans. The type of move that reminds the NFL that the Eagles don't settle. They strike. And trust me when I say this. When this team gets rolling, they are one of the hardest teams in football to stop. You know it. I know it. The league knows it. And this move, this player, is the spark that could ignite everything again. So stick with me. Stay locked in. Keep watching until the end of every video. Because the news is only going to get crazier from here. The Eagles just made a statement. The front office just sent a message. The locker room just woke up. And the rest of the NFL? They felt it. This season isn't over. It's just getting started. And now, before we close this episode of absolute chaos, emotion, and breaking news in Philadelphia, I want you to take a breath with me. Seriously, just pause for a moment. Because everything that is happening right now inside this franchise, every move, every rumor, every shift in energy, is not random. It's not luck. It's not coincidence. This moment feels different. It feels heavier. It feels like something that will echo for the rest of the season. And I want to take you slowly, very slowly, through why this moment is so important and why the movie Eagles just made has the potential to rewrite the entire trajectory of this team. Long pause. Let's begin with the technical side. Because this decision, this signing, this arrival, it changes things at three fundamental levels: mental, strategic, and operational. On the mental level, you instantly shift the atmosphere inside the locker room. Players who were frustrated, players who were tired, players who were questioning the direction of the season suddenly feel something spark again. Veterans raise their heads. Young players sharpen their focus. Coaches feel the room tighten, physically, emotionally. Great teams have turning points. And sometimes, the turning point isn't a touchdown or a miracle comeback. Sometimes, it's the moment a new player walks through the door. Someone proven, someone hungry, someone who still has something to prove. And that alone can change everything. Breath. Now, let's talk about the strategic level. This new arrival gives the Eagles more flexibility, more combinations, more rotations, and more depth in critical moments of the game. Third downs, red zone, 2-minute drills, situations where the entire season can swing. Coordinators now have chess pieces they didn't have before. Matchups shift, coverages change, formations evolve. Opponents who thought they had Philadelphia figured out suddenly have to rewrite their game plans from scratch. That is the Howie Roseman effect. That is Philadelphia's DNA. That is why this move is more than just a name. It's a strategy. Pause. And then we have the operational level. The moment this player steps on the practice field, every rep becomes different. Every drill adds value. Every snap brings new chemistry, new timing, new possibilities. And you know this. You've seen it before. You've lived through it as a fan. This team is built on moments like this. Moments when the entire league doubts them. Moments when national media talks down on them. Moments when everything looks shaky. And suddenly, boom, Philadelphia hits the switch. It happened in 2017. It happened in multiple playoff runs. And now, you can feel it happening again. Pause for suspense. But let me go even deeper, because this part matters. This move wasn't just a roster correction. It was a message. A very loud message. A message to the players. We believe in you. A message to the coaching staff. We're not backing off. A message to the fan base. Stay with us. The story is not finished. And a message to the entire NFL. You better pay attention. Because the Eagles aren't collapsing. They're reloading. They're refocusing. They're rebuilding momentum right in front of our eyes. And if you're still watching this, you are part of this moment. Long emotional pause. Now I want you to imagine the scene, slowly, like a movie. Imagine this new player walking into the Eagles facility for the first time. Imagine the quiet conversations between coaches. Imagine the nods from veterans who understand exactly what this means. Imagine the sound of footsteps down the hallway, the opening of the locker room door, the energy shift you can feel but not hear, the instant realization among players. Oh yeah, we're not done. We're going for it. These are the moments that shape a season. These are the moments that define a team. These are the moments that Philadelphia lives for. And I want you to be here for every single step of it. Short pause. Before you leave this video, don't just watch from the outside. Be part of this community. Comment your thoughts below. Tell me what you think this move means. Tell me who you think the Eagles should target next. Tell me how you feel about the direction of this season. Your voice matters here. This channel is built on fans like you, passionate, loyal, emotional, invested. And if you haven't subscribed yet, my friend, this is the time. Because what's coming next? It's going to shake this league. News, rumors, signings, injuries, locker room reactions. The next few weeks are going to be wild. And I promise, You don't want to miss any of it. Very slow final pause. The Eagles made their move. The front office has spoken. The locker room has awakened. And the rest of the NFL? They felt the tremor. This season isn't slipping away. It's beginning all over again. Fly, Eagles, fly. And I'll see you in the next update, where the story continues.